Welcome. Today we're talking with Brian Darcey. He is a founder and CEO at LunaConnects digital lending software, enabling local lenders to provide online lending experiences in weeks with no capital expenditure. Brian, welcome, and thank you for joining us at today's Banker Digest.
Thanks, Larry. It's great to talk with you today.
Great. Okay. Well, Brian, let's get started with a brief explanation of LunaConnect.
Yeah, so LunaConnect is a software as a service platform for community financial institutions. Our digital platform automates key aspects of the customer journeys. And as well as that, then we also provide AI-driven analytics to help enable better informed decisions. And then along with that, we also have some professional services where we will help people get started with customer journey mapping to ensure that the project and the technology is successfully implemented.
Great. Well, thank you, Brian. So we hear a lot about digital transformation. Could you help us take a step back and break this down into the key parts with a few examples?
Yeah, so the first thing I'll say is that the majority of financial institutions, they get it wrong and that they don't start with the customer in mind. They focus a lot on their own internal pain points. You need to keep the Jeff Bezos saying in mind, which is, have that maniacal focus on your customer. So what we do is we break the transformation journey down into 5 areas.
Okay.
First is the digital tools. So these are the user journeys you need to support. Could be online lending, account opening, customer onboarding, automation of these processes and real-time feedback for users. And then that digital experience, it has to be better than the branch. And don't forget marketing. Marketing is a critical part of the component of these kind of digital tools that you're putting together. Second, then you start to look at the management tools. So what are the tools that are needed to improve the internal processes? So automation, CRM, analytics, decisioning. You need to look at it again from the customer's perspective and how that impacts the overall journey. Third, then you're looking at your integration. What are the systems and processes that need to be integrated? You need to look at, are APIs available, map it all out, and then you really need to make APIs a kind of a must-have when you're looking at new vendors.
Right.
Fourth, then you're looking at cloud tools. So moving to cloud-native platforms opens up a world of possibilities. And as well as that, it reduces the total cost of ownership. And then it really increases the velocity of introducing new products when you want to try something new, because it's all there at your fingertips.
Yep.
And then the last bit is, last but not least, we'd say, is your compliance tools. So these are essential for all financial institutions, but really these are spread across the 4 other steps. They're not really a separate thing. So your data protection, your security, your reporting requirements. So really you need to consider these at each of the previous stages that we've talked about. So that's really how we approach it and how we look at things.
Great. Thank you, Brian. Very helpful. So in working with financial institutions on digital transformation, what is LunaConnects' approach?
Yeah, so as we've been working with financial institutions over the last few years, we've developed an iterative design thinking based approach. So we really go through a 5-step process. The first of those being understand. So you need to really understand the current business and the issues. So we use customer journey maps, interviews, shadowing, and then we compile all that into journey maps, personas, and data flows. So once you have this understanding, then you're ready to propose, what are we going to do, to improve this or to address these pain points. So you take the journey map, you break it down into an implementation plan, and we always phase it. So it's never a big bang approach. You start with the pain points that have the highest business impact. And again, you prioritize the end user, even if that means taking some temporary internal pain, but you always put the user first. So once you know what you want to do, then you prototype. So this is where you quickly put together an MVP, minimum viable product. These can take the form of wireframes, mock-ups, or in our case, we actually build a fully functional prototype using our software as a service platform. And once you have that built, then you're ready to test it. So you take the MVP, you do a pilot, ideally within users, but sometimes people like to start with people internally in the business, family and friends, and then expand it out from there. And then once everyone's happy, you're ready to go live. So you go live quickly, you get it out there, you get feedback, and then this is where the iteration comes in. So we do this over a 1 to 2 week period, and then you just keep doing it until you get it right.
Right. Great, great. Thank you, Brian. That's very nice. So what are some of the benefits that your financial institution customers are talking about?
So we look at this again from both sides. We look at it from the user experience side, but then also from the internal, management of the process. On the user experience side, you will see, at least a 10x growth in the online engagement when you have a really good user-friendly process in place. We've had customers who have been as low as 5 to 10% of their businesses online, and now it's up above 60 after implementing the platform. Mobile is always the majority, 70, 80% of interactions will be on mobile. But you do need to do your cross-device support because you've got 20, 30% that aren't. So you need to cover both of those. And then the other thing we see is those interactions happening 24 hours a day. We haven't had an hour of the day where there hasn't been some kind of an interaction through the platform. You'll see spikes in the afternoon, you'll see spikes at nighttime. So this tells you people are doing stuff at work, they're doing stuff sitting at their couch at home. This is when it's convenient for people. And then on the other side, the internal process, it's all about being more efficient. So better quality data leads to more efficient processes.
Mm-hmm.
Users are given the tools so they can self-serve and verify and validate in real time. So what you're doing now is you're going from, where it's taken days to review things and give people feedback and get back to them, where this is all happening instantly. And then the real-time data and then feeds through to faster decisions. So decision makers like underwriters, they now have all the information they need to make a decision quicker, and they spend less time looking for that information. And what we see is decisions can be made in a fifth of the time that they will be done usually.
Wow, very, very nice. Thank you, Brian. Even though LunaConnect has been supporting financial institutions for quite a while, it still must be exciting to enable clients to launch your online lending platform and see favorable results in such a short period of time. So Brian, thank you again for spending time with today's Banker Digest. Thanks,
Larry. Yeah, it's been great talking to you today about digital transformation.
Great, thank you. So in closing, thank you for joining today's Banker Digest. If you have additional questions for Brian, please see the link in his bio.